Hello and welcome to a new session on the topic IT certifications. In today's topic, we dive deeper into the world of Microsoft Learn and how to get certified in Microsoft Azure Cloud. Let's get started. So first, I'll navigate to learn.microsoft.com. I'll hover over to my profile and I'll go to the credentials tab. You can see here I have completed quite a lot of applied skills, and I will explain shortly what applied skills are. You can see here Microsoft applied skills implement security, cloud native, migrations, and the list goes on. Spans even 2 pages. And on the other hand, I will go back to credentials once again. I will view my certifications that I have got from Microsoft Azure Cloud. And you can see here I've got few certifications, role-based certification as Azure Administrator Associate, and almost all, not almost, specifically all of the fundamentals certifications at the time of this recording. One thing to say about Microsoft certifications, you should take it seriously, because I'll show you now. I will scroll down to the exams. It's easy to fail because they are very comprehensive. That gives it also credibility. If you're not prepared, you are going to fail. You can see I've failed twice. So be well prepared, and well prepared. This is a topic that we will address implicitly in this session by reviewing the possible offerings of Microsoft Learn. But prepared here means you have made experiences hands-on, make your hands dirty with a free account or a subscription with limited budget, experience in projects in real life, and also a lot of readings. I've read a lot of books in order to prepare for these examinations. Besides that, the materials on Microsoft Learn I find personally to be very comprehensive. I will not say this is the only way to get certified, but this is my own experience that I'm sharing with you, hoping that inspires you and helps and supports you in your own certification journey. So the first thing I will show here, if you go to the training offerings, all trainings, I will browse all the passes. So you can see here, you get XPs for the learnings you do. I am on level 11 because you've completed around more than 45,000 XPs. You can see the products you want to get trained on. You can see the roles that you are addressing. So if you are an administrator, a developer, an architect, sales, the level you are addressing, beginner, intermediate, advanced, the subjects. Are you looking for a specific module or an entire learning path? So I will address here, I'm interested, for example, in AZ 305. This is the topic that I'm working on at the moment. And you can see here all the learning path related modules that are designed to help you cover the materials for this course. You can see I'm halfway through now, but you can do the same for any other certification, AZ1 for example. And you get here all the modules. You can see I've completed 6 of them. There are 2 of them that I haven't completed, but I am sure these modules are also quite beneficial if you're interested. So tips and tricks for teaching AZ104, so that if you are going to be a teacher, and these ones are also for teachers, that makes sense why I haven't completed them. Perhaps when I'm moving into the coaching path, this will be relevant. So you can see, let's see which ones are related to a learning path to filter them. So these ones are related to a learning path. The last one was not. Which ones are related to security topics? This one, managing identity and governance in Azure, and it is a beginner filter. And you can see the products that they are addressing here, Microsoft Intra and Azure. You can even be more specific, which one is about cost management, for example. You can see also this is related to cost as well. This is one way. So we have covered one way according to the training and labs. Some of the labs are very helpful, very insightful. I would recommend. Let's move to the second topic, the learning path. Microsoft Certification Learning Path or Learning Poster. Go over Training Labs Credentials. Scroll down. Microsoft Certifications View Poster. So this poster is getting updated every now and then. So you keep an eye on it. You can see here the different pillars and columns and the different levels. So the columns, they are the topics. The rows, they are the levels or specialities. And you can see, for example, are you interested in cloud and AI? Then AZ900. And based on AZ900, you can move vertically in the direction of role based, and you get AZ104. And likewise, you can see if you are interested in a specialty, then you can, for example, go to Azure Virtual Desktop Specialty AZ140. Importantly to check here, when you see the symbol on the box, this means it has a requirement. So if I say AZ305, I'll check the requirement, because these symbols, they mean there are requirements that you need to fulfill first. So there used to be a section on the page here that lists the requirements. This has been redesigned perhaps, but you can see you should manage how decisions in each area affect overall solution. You should have background in Azure administration, Azure development, and DevOps process. And you can see the passing score from 700. And part of the requirement for Microsoft Azure Solutions Architect. Let's see if the requirements are listed on this page. This is the same page. Prerequisites here. This is the one I'm looking for. Prerequisites. And here you can see the prerequisite here is that you pass Azure Administrator Associate AZ104. So this also is what you can read from the poster. Let's take another example, DevOps Engineers Expert. You can see here there is the sample. If you go to the AZ400, and on the AZ400, you get here the page, and on the page, we can be faster this time. Go to the exam page, and on the exam page, the prerequisite should be listed. Here, prerequisites, 2 certifications, interesting. So here you should be an Azure Administrator Associate and an Azure Developer Associate, both of them. So to be an DevOps engineer makes sense. You need to be both. You know more about development and about administration. Makes perfect sense. So this is the structure, one of the benefits we listed in our why you should do the certification. Over here, we said that you should have a structure of your learning path. So this gives you insights where you should go next. Is that all? This is what you read from the poster. You can see even business related certifications, new certifications added every now and then. Keep an eye on the certification poster. What I want to show you next is that, let's say, for example, you are interested in Azure Fundamentals AZ 900. I will open the page. On the landing page of the certification itself, you find tips how to prepare for the exam and how to practice for the exam and finally take the exam. So prepare for the exam. You find the learning path, the structure we are talking about. Once a moment, it's loading. Here. So you find the learning path that you need to complete before taking the exam. Once you have completed it, you can take an assessment, a practice assessment, an MCQ based assessment that tests your knowledge of the material that you have completed so far. And if you score above 80%, 800 if it is 1000 scale, then more or less, no concrete hard cuts, but more or less you are ready for the exam itself. Based on your own knowledge level, experience level, you should be able to decide that for yourself. And finally, you take the exam. One tip, there is one tip that I give you on this examination. When you are on the Pearson view, when you have the voluntarily checkbox for your sharing your personal information, depends whether you want to do it or not. I did it and I get 50% discount on the exam price. So this is the tip for this session. If you want to get a 50% discount, go with the Pearson view, share your personal information. It's up to you. Again, a disclaimer, I'm not getting any affiliate or financial benefit from sharing this information. I'm only sharing my own personal journey and my own experiences in case it inspires you and helps you in your own journey. But that being said, one of the tips you can benefit from the Pearson view, share your personal information, get 50% discount. Is that everything? The next thing I want to share with you is the applied skills. I go back here to the credentials. Remember, we've got two credentials here from training and learning credentials. And I scroll down. Microsoft applied skills. I have said what are they. I've said that I will say what they are. They are laboratory test labs that you get your hands dirty. One of the main benefits of applied skills, they are free certifications. You get a certification and a badge on Microsoft Learn platform, and you measure a very comprehensive set of learnings in one of the topics. Let's see the poster. So this, if you're looking for a chance to get your hands dirty on a tight budget or no budget at all, this is the way to go. I have completed a lot of applied skills and they helped me also to pass the certification knowledge and role-based exams, because you see how the things are done and then you have an idea. For example, how you can create a private link or a private endpoint, what are the different configurations available, what are the different options of the standard and premium, and the checkboxes and the tabs. So you get your hands dirty, and this gives you insights and allows you to understand the abstract and dry materials much better. I would always recommend going with the applied skills because they are very near to the practical experience you get in projects in real life, and also they are very comprehensive. Don't expect them to be easy. There will be, in a time span of 2 hours, you will be asked to complete 5 to 6 tasks, and each task is very comprehensive. If you have not mastered the materials, you will find it difficult to pass. At least that was my own experience. And again, you can see the columns and the rows. The columns represent the different topics. The rows represent the levels that they are addressing. And again, you can go from one column in vertical direction, or let's say if you want to a broader experience of different skills, you can go in the row-wise direction. Myself, I have used a different poster to address the applied skills. This is the last topic in this session. I will go again to the credentials page. And this is the path that scroll even further. I will go to browse certifications. This will get a little bit tricky. Browse credentials, not this one. This is where it gets really tricky. I'll see if I have bookmarked it somewhere. Microsoft Applied Skills, call all applied skills, view roster. Here we go. So we are on credentials applied skills page. Try to bookmark the link, learnmicrosoft.com, the language, and then credentials applied skills. Explore applied skills by role. So for example, I want to do the Azure administrator. I will go over there. And then I will get another poster. In this poster, you see that you complete the AZ900. And then you have these 4 applied skills that you can complete. And finally, you are qualified to take the AZ104. Again, this is all a subject of your own preference and your own learning type. However, this is one of the ways to inspire you to get started. So this is the path that I have taken myself. After I have mastered all of the foundations and the applied skills required, I have taken the exam, and I've taken it twice because it was not an easy exam, very comprehensive. You need also to be prepared for a lot of networking related concepts and questions, a lot of tables and case studies. 2 hours were very short compared to the questions asked and the use cases and the complexity of the exam. Be prepared and be well prepared for it. You can try again with a different path, but you got it. So in this session, to recap it, we have covered the Microsoft Learn offerings, how to browse the different training, the training paths, the certifications poster, the applied skills posters, and the role-based poster or learning path. I hope this inspires you and helps you in your certifications journey with Microsoft Learn and Microsoft Azure Cloud. Stay tuned and see you in next sessions.